Hey guys, it's Amy. It's August 1st, 2023. We had a pretty big sick ass ritual come out in the headline today with Sheila Oliver, which is the first black woman to be the Speaker of the State Assembly in New Jersey. She's been kind of coming up the ranks in her position, and she was acting governor when she actually passed away today. But guys, this is one sick ritual. If you're new, guys, I'm teaching gematria. A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3. Reverse it, reduce it. If you don't understand it, I promise if you follow my channel, you will. We talk about these same numbers over and over, guys. Guys, this one's going to get really sick, so stick with me till the end because it's just sick, right? So this woman right here is in the headlines today because she's dead at the age of 71. And if you're not new here, then you know that 71 is a big number associated with Black history because if you write out the word African American, it equals 71, it equals 116, 116, and it also equals 289. So if you're not new here, the way that we're getting these numbers, simply take the alphabet the way you were taught. A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3. If you do that, African American is going to be 116. If you reduce those numbers, meaning any number or any letter that's a double digit, like the 12th letter, would be 2 plus 1 is 3. And then you're simply going to reverse it for the other two numbers. So each word has got 4 numbers associated with it in those base ciphers. So African American, if you write it out, is 71, 116, and 289. Now, this is the same pattern that I'm going to show you happened when we got the Supreme Court justice. And then I'm also going to show you how they took her out by the numbers. It's almost like the way that I'm looking at it is they brought one black woman in, so they had to take a black woman out, like life and death. So they brought the first black Supreme Court justice to us, and then they took away this first black woman lieutenant governor. And I'll explain it as we go through this. So she's dead at the age of 71. Here's your headlines. African American, 71. She came into office on January 16th. And then she died 289 weeks later. Okay, so let's do that again. So she's dead at age 71. They put her into office on January 16th. And then she died 289 weeks later. On the nose. 289 weeks later. So she fit 3 numbers, her position. She took office, she turned 71, she died right there. Now, she actually had a medical emergency on the 31st, and then she died on August 1st. So I want you to keep this in mind here. So she happens to be born on the day leaving 170 days left in the year. So she's born on July 14th. So she's already got a sacrifice number in her birth, right? Because she's born on this day leaving 160 days left or 170 days left in the year. Her birthday this year is also on the kill date. So if you're not new here, every month there is a day in that month that will have the kill numbers. So if you write out the word kill, you get 64, 44, 17, 28. I don't know why I have those backwards. Normally the original's over here, but so if you write out the word kill, you get 44, 64, 17, 28. And look at your date numerology. 64, 28, 44, 17. So this year her birthday happened to be on a kill date. And I find that interesting because this medical emergency happens 17 days from her birthday. But keep this kill date thing in mind here, okay? So this medical emergency comes 17 days from her birthday. So on July 31st, she suffered a medical event, and then she died the next day on August 1st. So this event happened on July 31st, the day leaving 153 days left in the year. We've seen a lot of biblical rituals yesterday. We've seen the guy from the Hollywood HBO guy, his name equals 153. He died of a drug overdose, which equals 153. I'll go over that in a separate video. We've seen a lot of biblical rituals yesterday. So this girl falls out yesterday. She's dead today. And she's dead on August 1st because this was a race ritual involving Sheila Oliver. See right here, August 1st, after she fell out on the 153rd day of the year. Look, here's your August 1st, August 1st. Now, so here's our pattern that I'm talking about when it comes to the Supreme Court justice. So we got the 71-year-old dead after taking office on January 16th, 289 weeks later. Jackson was selected into the Supreme Court as the 116th justice. Just like she went into office on January 16th, Oliver did. Now Jackson became the 116th Supreme Court justice 289 days after her birthday. And her name equals 71. So it's the same pattern. So we got 289, 116, and 71. That's how Oliver dies. Jackson was put into the Supreme Court under the same pattern. She was the 116th justice, 289 days after her birthday, and her name equals 71. Her birthday this year, or the year that she took her position in 21, is also a kill date. So her birthday was September 14th, 289 days later in 22 she took her position. So the birthday before she took her position was also a kill date. Just like the girl that we seen today dying after her birthday was on a kill date. So keep following along with me here, okay? Her birthday is actually on the 257th day, which is blood sacrifice. Oliver is now dead 322 days from Jackson's birthday. And we know that is a huge number with Skull and Bones. So I hope I didn't confuse you. Let me go back over this, okay? So both of these chicks have birthdays that are on kill dates. Jackson's birthday before she took office as the Supreme Court Justice, not office, but she took her position as the Supreme Court Justice. The birthday before she did that was a kill date. The birthday before Oliver dies is a kill date. She became the 116th Justice. Oliver took office on 116. Jackson's full name equals 71. Oliver dies at age 71. And she dies 322 days from Jackson's birthday. So it's almost like they took one out, they put one into position, and they took one out of position. It's also 44 days before her next birthday. So Oliver dies 44 days before Jackson's next birthday, which is that kill number again. They both had those kill date birthdays. Now we've got this girl dead 322 days after Jackson's birthday, or 44 days before the next one. We know that's a number that's associated with Skull and Bones. So did they put Jackson into the position and then have to take another black woman out? Because we can't have too many, black people in there at the same time, I guess. You have to put one in and take one out, following the same pattern. They both followed the same pattern. Now, back when the justice took office, Black Lives Matter posted this right here on their page, and it said, "History has its eyes on you." And you got to think about the all-seeing eye. History has its eye on you. They're writing the history books. They're putting people into positions and taking people out in the same numeric pattern. Same numeric pattern. And to beat it all, guys, look at this. History has its eyes on you actually equaled 116. What's the chances of all this happening? And she became the 116th justice, and that's what they wrote out for her on the Black Lives Matter page. These people live and die by a code, y'all. And, black people throughout history have certain numbers that are stamped on black history. And these are some of those numbers that are stamped on black history. So Oliver took office on January 16th. Jackson became the 116th Supreme Court Justice. Your first black president was Barack Hussein Obama, which equals 116. They wrote history has its eyes on you, 116. And now this girl's dead 322 days after the other one's birthday. When that's a number associated with Skull and Bones. They both have birthdays on kill dates before they take their position or die. One gets selected 289 days for her birthday. One dies 289 weeks after taking her position. One dies at age 71. One's name equals 71. And all those numbers are associated with African American. And we're talking about two black women that are really high up in the ranks of politics in the history books. What's the chances? What is the chances, guys? These people are so sick. But guys, I got a lot of videos to do tonight, so pay attention to my page. I will be putting out some more because, like I said, we had a ton of rituals that happened over the last few days, but we had a really bad storm in my area, so I was without power for 3 days. So I got to play catch up, and I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to try to break them down. So I appreciate, guys, the likes, the shares, and the subs. Y'all have a good evening. I'll catch you on the next one.